Whew, it's hot out there today. Dude, are you the Wolfman? I'm just a hairy guy. That is really mean.
He's the Wolfman! Get him! Hi guys! We're the guys of the Beholder. We are talking about when we played Horrified. So this is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to let you know what we think about it, what we like, what we dislike, what we thought could have been done better. Rawr. I'm so scared. It's horrifying. Okay, fine. Talk about the game, Tony.
Actually, I'll let you go. It was his pick.
Larry, talk about the game.
He's really excited about it.
Yeah, man, like the spooky Universal monsters, they're running around this village that has locations from a bunch of Universal movies, and they're just trying to terrorize these villagers. And we gotta be like, no, dude, go away.
Yeah,
go
I
away.
live in this
Stop being
village.
bad people.
Don't mess with my people. This is my village. Yeah.
Don't go grrr. I like that lady over there. Like,
Yeah, she's nice.
That little girl that,
She
got
How's that
strangled
well?
and thrown.
You know what?
Yeah.
And that's why we had to humanize Frankenstein and then actually set him up with his wife so he had a happy life.
Right.
After murdering that child.
after murdering that child. And someone else got murdered by the Invisible Man, though. And we got the Invisible Man.
He's just a jerk. I
Yeah.
mean, the monsters didn't know better. Invisible Man's mean.
A criminal.
Yes.
Well, he
yes.
wouldn't say.
A not good person.
Yeah.
Did he go inside?
Oh, you should read the book.
Yeah.
He is a vile human being.
Okay.
Not good people. Yeah.
Okay, so then what did we like about this game?
It's another simpler game that
Yeah.
has concepts used in more complex games that you could use to show other people. And then you could be like, hey, you remember that game that you liked? Let's try this more complicated one.
Right, so more specifically, Horrified, it feels like, to mention another game, Eldritch or Arkham Horror Light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Pandemic Light.
Yeah.
Right? Because a lot of the characters feel very similar. Scientist gives you +1 power. The Professor, which I played, very similar to the Dispatcher and Pandemic. It's like the exact same thing. Like, hey, move another character. Right?
Which is dope.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's
Which makes
It's pretty useful.
Which
It is
makes
useful.
the other players, like, it makes them have an easier time to do what they want to do.
It's teamwork.
It seems like it's a support person in
is a
a
support role.
cooperative game.
Yeah, it
Sure
seems like
is.
they're really good for what they need to do.
Yeah.
That's a really good point. And I would definitely say they're pretty high up with the tier list of characters.
of the whole, so is
Of like the whole set, if you're looking at a tier list, right, I would definitely say Dispatcher / Professor. I wouldn't throw them both. I would definitely say they're like A to B tier.
Okay.
Right? They're not S tier though.
Okay.
They're definitely not S tier. S tier belongs to the Explorer.
Okay.
Right? S tier belongs to the Scientist.
Okay.
Right? Like Explorer, dude, you're just teleporting anywhere around the map. You just
Right.
do whatever you want.
Right, but the professor teaches people how to do whatever they want
That's
and
true.
send them wherever. The professor makes more explorers in a way.
I mean, in a way.
What's better than one explorer? 2 explorers.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
made 2 explorers, and I was the scientist.
I mean, you're definitely right.
Yes.
From a certain point of view. But, again, tier list ranking wise, S tier is clearly Explorer.
I feel like we need to give this a little bit more background because we just jumped right into this. What are we talking about?
So we're talking about our game.
Yeah,
So each of these
Horrified.
characters have different abilities and traits. Where are they at? There they are.
There they are.
Right? So each one have different abilities, right? So Courier, special action, place your hero in any square that has another hero. That's not bad. It's okay. I would say that's pretty B, right? Inspector, place your hero in any non-water space with a monster.
It's pretty good for
It has
endgame,
potential,
but...
Yeah, I mean,
Or I guess when you're fighting Frankenstein.
when you're fighting Frankenstein.
Oh man, that is
Right.
a good point. I
Yeah,
didn't
you're
think
like,
about
oh, I'm gonna poof to you, here's stuff, and then he runs away and you poof to
So
him
we're
again.
gonna set this up here. We're gonna utilize this. For
All
you.
right, yeah.
Alright, so we have a solid B tier. I'll put Inspector A tier.
Okay.
Explorer, place your hero in any non-water space. S tier, easy.
S tier. S tier.
Mayor, bottom.
5 actions, no
Nope.
special abilities.
Get
so
outta
one
here.
additional action. Yeah, I would
Get
put
outta
that.
here.
So we have S, A, B, C, D.
Yeah.
Professor A tier.
Okay.
Archaeologist A tier.
Yeah, he's pretty
Okay.
good.
Scientist S tier.
Okay.
It's like
It's pretty much Courier sucks, the mayor sucks.
Courier is okay.
Still,
Right.
Okay.
But this kind of brings us up to another point where, like, you get assigned these characters at random.
It is at random, which is kind of cool, but also if you're stuck with the mayor and you're like,
you're off the table.
Yeah,
We're not going to play it.
oh, what's your
mayor
special thing?
and
I don't
the courier. And who else?
Yeah, if you're playing 2 people, you just have the mayor and the courier. Oh, look, the mayor's going to go 5 movements, and then I'll just teleport to him, I guess. Right? Like, that's your big play.
Right.
That's your thing that's like, oh, that's great. Explorer, you're just doing that anyways. You just do whatever you want. Scientist, you one-shot Dracula. Oh, I'm just going to walk up to Dracula's coffin, instantly break it with this item. Done. Boom. On to the next one.
it's pretty good.
Yeah. So that was definitely a side rant.
That was definitely like Tony was.
So that was some goods and bands right
So
there.
that's what it is. So the good is Larry was saying it's a light game that can introduce you into other games, and the con that we both just randomly come up with is one, the fact that picking these you don't get to pick these.
You don't.
They're at random.
Yeah, they're at random.
And is it a power balance thing, Tony?
No, it's just one of those things that, like, it feels way more fun to play
Those
these
guys.
characters than it would be to play some of those.
The mayor.
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay.
And if you just kind of get stuck with it, that feels like it's not necessarily like a feels bad moment. It's just that you see other people having more fun than you.
Like, oh, look at me teleport. You're like, well, I guess I'll move an extra space.
Right. Or like the archaeologist going through the map going
Yeah, just
like some sort of
slurping
like
items.
amoeba that just sucks up all the items from all the
Larry
adjacent-
did have just like a wall of items when we were playing.
That was a good point. There was a turn I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, what am I gonna do on my turn? I'm like, there's no items anywhere. Like, what is going on? I look over at Larry and just a row of stuff because he's like
Right.
slurping them all up. I'm like, good for him.
Good for him. I'm sitting over here getting the crap beat out of me because I can't pick up any items. All this stuff.
But it is. I mean, he put them to
Teamwork.
good use, so.
teamwork.
Teamwork. We collectively won. To add on to that pro that it's a light game. When we were getting ready to film this, it was at the end of the day, and we were just trying to get one more thing done before the end of the night. And the conversation came up, oh, we have to teach Michael how to play the game. And as they were setting up, I was like, just 1 second. And I looked at like basically the reference guide and like one page in the rule book, and I'm like, I'm good. I know how this works. It uses many other mechanics and tools that are used in other games. There's nothing new about it, especially since it's the IPs, like they are old. Like that's what's nice about it. And everything else that they're using to play the game, it's exactly the same. Like Pandemic is the same game, just thematically different.
Yep.
Eldritch Horror is the same game, just a couple more extra steps.
Lots more extra steps.
Lots more extra steps. So it took me 5 minutes, and hopefully the turn one also took you 5 minutes to just sit down and play. That doesn't mean don't go watch the turn one. Just because this is easy to learn, go watch the turn one.
So yeah, speaking of the universal kind of aspects, and another one of the things that I enjoy about the game is, again, the actual theme of itself. Like, I enjoy all the old monsters. I enjoy Dracula. I enjoy The Mummy. Even the one with Brendan Fraser.
Yes, it's a phenomenal movie.
I do like me some Brendan
Knocks in
Fraser.
a moon.
Different universe, which, speaking of universes and Universal, I mean, shared universes are a big thing right now, right? It's a big deal. It's a great concept.
It is, but again, I want to say that it's one.
It's not.
There's one big shared universe.
Yeah, cool, but there's still lots of other ones.
I think the
like,
one shared universe he's talking about is Kaiju Monsters.
as it should be, which has been around since the 50s and 60s.
Just Godzilla.
But like, oh, well, this is the craziest thing. People switching over. Godzilla was fighting Rodan how long ago? Right? And before that, you got the Mummy fighting the Wolfman. You got
Right.
freaking Frankenstein and Dracula and the Wolfman hated each other for how long?
Right.
They were crossing over.
Right.
Greatest crossover movie ever. Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. They have Abbott and Costello in this game.
Right.
Oh, chick. Say, I'm gonna plug this movie, man. It's got Bela Lugosi. It got Lon Chaney Jr. Like,
So this is probably one of the first times I've ever went over to Larry's house when we were children. We watched Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. Like, this is the very first thing I ever did.
love that movie.
So, yeah.
Like, big names. They didn't get Karloff, but I mean, everybody else.
It was really, when you think about it, really before its time.
It was, and it blew my mind as a kid because, like, I watched, I watched just Dracula first, and then my mom's like, "You want to watch this funny movie with all the monsters?" I'm like, "There's all of them." And then in this game, there's all of them and Abbott Costello. Everybody wins.
Right. Yeah. That's really good. Where do we go from here? This is great. So we're just talking about what we like about the game, right?
Yeah. What's your con?
What I don't like about it?
Yeah, absolutely.
What a great question, Tony. Now, there's not a whole lot I don't like about the game, and that, I think, is because, like you said before we started recording this, there's not enough to not like this, to not like something about this game.
Correct, yeah. Which,
unfortunately, in itself is a con. It's very meta, and it keeps going deeper.
Right.
They just used what worked, and anything that they knew that didn't work, they left out, which sounds like a good thing, but it also feels unoriginal, uninspiring.
Sounds so pompous right now. They didn't take any risk.
They didn't take any risk.
He's an elevated movie fan, people. He's one of those. So,
I prefer to call them fine moving pictures.
The moving pictures.
But it just feels like they didn't try very hard to make a good game and didn't take any risks, and because of that, there is nothing wrong with it. But it feels like some meat and potatoes are missing from my dinner plate.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it doesn't break the mold in any way. It doesn't do anything crazy.
Not at all. None of those things.
And because of that, it's a fun game.
It's a fun
It's a good game.
As I said, they're like, we're going to target the general audience.
Mm-hmm.
This is what works.
And it definitely works.
Yes. Anything else? Nah, dog.
It's good. And I would definitely play it again.
Yeah. Many times.
Yeah. It's just one of those things where it's like, I mean, I can't really say too much bad about it because it didn't really do anything crazy, right? Like,
right.
Yeah.
But also, I wouldn't even just say that it's fine. I would absolutely say it's fun. Play it. Buy it.
Yeah.
Super easy to learn, especially if they are, super into board games. You could just literally hand them their pieces and the reference guide is like, okay.
Yeah.
I get it.
I understand all
Yes.
this.
Yes! We don't need to
yes,
talk.
it's a game.
Yeah.
My game is a game.
When usually, like, when we're playing a new game, like, we have to play it at least once or twice for me to learn it. This one, you didn't. It's perfect.
Yeah, it takes like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Gonna jump on one more thing here.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, I didn't forget.
Okay.
Oh, he was.
Well, I'll let you go on it then, because this is your.
So the first time I played, I set it up. I'm like, oh, this ain't too bad. And then I pull out the monster card. These things are disrespectful to my table space because the rest of the stuff already takes up a good amount. And then I'm like, these things are huge.
Right.
Why is it bigger than my head?
Yeah.
And I need at least 2 of them.
Correct.
Right.
So I wish they would have been smaller.
Yeah, I think you very easily could have cut these in half and had one side be this description, and the other side be the objectives that you're doing for them.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, you have this huge page that talks about the monster setup for each monster, which is cool, I guess, but you very easily could have put that right here on the back of your rule
Or
book.
it could have just been one line on something.
Also, they do put all of the information in this very large rule book that they have, which they don't need.
Yeah.
Like, you just need... You need one page to teach somebody how to learn this game.
Yeah. Well, we'll see when.
We'll see when we actually make the turn 1 video. That's going to be funny. If it's like a 30-minute turn 1 video and I make that comment, it's in the universe now.
Well, now we have to do it.
Now we have to do it.
It'll just be like 5 minutes of actual teaching and then 25 minutes of silence. But yeah, they very easily could have made this slimmed down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe they did this to include like art, make it easier to read, I guess. But from my standpoint, they could have very easily cut this down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, they also, if they're going to go this big, my biggest con is I wish there was a way to increase difficulty without just adding more monsters.
Yes.
Because then it's just like, it's not more challenging, it's more tedious to just run around and do more things. they very easily could have, if you're going to go with all this artwork and paperwork and stuff like that, make your other side like in advanced mode. Because then this gives you the chance of like, hey, this is a very introductory game on the beginning side, and then you flip it over and it's like, okay, now we got a little bit more of a challenge. Now we got something that we're adding to it. All right, cool. Because just running around breaking caskets, which is awesome, it's easy.
Yeah, I mean, they could have just even been harder caskets to break.
Yeah, Scientist one-shots them.
Yeah.
That's why she's S tier.
Could be like a 9+ per casket, and that's even just that's a little bit of a jump.
A little bit of a jump, yeah. Wow, that's a very great point. Yeah, just the numbers are very easy to tweak to make it a standard versus advanced mode.
Right. I'm just realizing this now because we've only played it the once so far. I can definitely see how this would get old quickly because you said that tedious thing.
So me and Larry played all of these. We've done all the scenarios for them, and after that, like after we've gone through all these, there's nothing else that like
brings you back.
Like it's,
I mean, the different combinations, but that's about it.
Yes.
But even still, with the different combinations, it always just kind of seems like
it'll still always be the same game.
Same game.
And there's not
a big variation.
Yeah.
Right. So like yes, different items are going to show up, and you're instead of doing like Frankenstein and Invisible Man, it's Frankenstein and the Wolfman, which yes adds some variation, but you're doing the same thing that you did before.
Right.
And if you get stuck with the mayor, like, dude, see, maybe that's how you increase the difficulty. You just play mayor and courier.
Oh man, everyone's a mayor.
Everyone's a mayor.
Everyone's a mayor.
Everyone just has 5 actions and no special abilities.
Yeah.
I can imagine that would actually probably go over quite well. The extra action sounds helpful.
Compared to teleporting and one-shotting things.
But everyone has 5 actions?
Okay. Can I grab stuff from other spaces with that 5 action? No, I still have to walk over to that space.
Right.
I don't need that extra action because I can grab it from there.
Dude, this guy walked into a space in between 3 other spots that had all items, and he just spent his whole turn collecting items. With 1 extra action, you're still not getting all of those items.
Yes.
Okay, fine, you made your point.
That's why she's off the table.
That's why the mayor is off the table.
But I just wish there was something that we can bump up the difficulty a little bit.
Well, you know what we could do? Play Elder Tour. Or Pandemic.
Exactly.
Or all these things. But when the advice is to play a different game, that's not very good.
No. But maybe I want to verse Dracula.
Yeah.
Or is it like the times when I don't want to, spend 45 minutes setting up Eldritch and playing for 3 hours and another hour deconstructing? Yes.
Yes. It's quite good.
So-
It's fun and it is light. It's
I enjoy it.
a gateway game.
I would definitely give it my thumbs up.
I think we're giving it 3 guys approve. It's a great game.
I'm actually excited to try the other version of this game, the North American one, because it has a bunch of the American folklore in there, like Bigfoot,
Spooky Mothman.
Chupacabra, Jersey Devil. Like, that's awesome.
Jersey Devil is cool, man.
I'm into that.
You've been on a Jersey Devil train for like ever.
I don't know why. Like I'm just so drawn to that mythology.
And it looks like they have stuff that's like built into their thing that's supposed to be thematic with it. So yeah, I think it would be pretty awesome. That's something I'm excited to try. And it's different like ways they have to solve this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Cool. Well, there you guys have it. We all loved this game. You should go buy it. Go look down in the information down below. You'll find a link to help us support the show, so you can get a game. It's always been there, so go
retroactively go.
Go look at all the other games that we've done. We did a turn 1. We did a play. We've got a whole bunch of other videos on the channel. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We're the Guys of the Beholder. This is
Tony.
I'm Michael.
All right.
Bye, guys. Good night.
Bye.
Watch it.